we're going to do a really cool, easy rock and roll tune. The basic outline is going to sound something like this. Now, I'm not going to play the whole piece through yet. That was just a reminder what it's going to sound like. We're going to take it now step by step on what we're doing over here with the hand that's busy moving. And then later we're also going to show you some really cool seventh chords which will also sound nice. But let's start with the basic rock and roll boogie. Now we're going to just focus more in on your fretting hand for starters. You'll notice finger 1 is on the 4th string from the bottom, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to pretend that finger 1 is glued to string 4 in the 2nd fret. In other words, please do not lift it. That's bad. Keep him down. Now on the strumming hand, we're only going to strum strings 5 and 4 for starters. And then also you'll notice my palm is resting on the back part of the guitar. If you're playing an acoustic guitar, there's like a white piece of plastic there. That's called the bridge. On the electric guitar, they're called saddles, but your palm should be there. So when I'm strumming strings 5 and string 4 at the same time like this, you can hear it's slightly muffled. If I lift my palm up, you can see my palm is no longer making contact. And if I bring my palm down, it adds a bit of a muting to it. That technique is called palm muting. Now, once you've got that technique and you know that you're only strumming strings 5 and 4, I'm going to roll up my sleeve so my sleeve doesn't fall onto my strings at the back of the guitar. And let's see what your fretting hand's going to be doing. As we mentioned, fret 2, it's been glued down. Remember, we said that. And now your ring finger, the one over here, that one there is busy working, is going to go to string 4, fret 4. So basically that finger is on the same string as that finger. Very, very important that. So when you go through 2 strums on this and you put this finger down, you can hear the difference. And on the counting, it's 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of 2s, 2 of 4s. And if I were to count it, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that would make up 1 bar. Now we're going to get left and right hand into view over here because you can obviously still see the movement of the fretting hand, and I also want you to see the picking hand. You can see my sleeve is rolled up now so it doesn't lie on the strings. Sometimes the long sleeves do that. And let's put it together. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take it nice and slow. Your target speed will be this. So if you want to play along with me, we can do this. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4 and that we mentioned would be 1 bar because you'd count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we need 4 bars of what you just did, and this is actually called a riff in A. In other words, it implies the chord A. It's not an A chord, it implies the chord A. So we want 4 of them. Are you ready to do 4 in a row with me? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Second, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2 and 3 and 4 and fourth bar, 2 and 3 and 4 and as easy as that. Now when it goes to the D riff, which is going to happen next, all that happens is everything that's over here simply goes down a string. You can see that movement. We were here and the 3rd finger was going on and off depending where we were. All that happens is everything comes down a string and you do the same thing. Now if this hand comes down a string, then this hand must come down a string. So you were here on 5 and 4. When it changes, there you can see the change on your fretting hand. And now I'm playing strings 4 and 3. It's as simple as that. And there are 2 bars of what they call a D riff. In other words, the riff is implying the chord D. So the 2 bars of D, if you want to play through with, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple as that. and then you go back to the A, which is upper string and upper string. What we're going to do now, I want to try and get a bit more of a better view of the fretting hand as well there. And I want you and I to jam 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A. That's where we're going to start. Are we ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, third bar, fourth bar, down a string once, twice, and back. That's the first 8 bars in total. Now the last 4 bars are going to be an E. An E simply goes upper string this time. So you're playing strings 6 and 5. So with your strumming for 1 bar, the E, you can see I'm on the 6th string, and I'm going to play the 5th 2. So the E is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 bar of that. Go down 2 strings for the D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and up one to the A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we finish back on the E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and. So let's go through that one more time. The last 4 bars is E once, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and D once, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and A once, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and E once. Should we try that all together now? Okay, we're going to go E, D, A, E. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now, if we put everything all together, you might want to write this down. It's going to be 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and then we finish off with the last part. 1 E, 1 D, 1 A, 1 E. That comes to a total of 12 bars, and this is a typical 12 bar rock and roll progression. We're going to do everything all together now, nice and slow. And the nice thing with rock and roll, by the way, there's no speed limitations. If you do it super slow, you get the blues. If you do it fast, you get rock and roll. So there's no sort of determined speed. You play it at whatever speed you feel like playing it at. But enough talking. Whole way through, nice and slow, just to make sure you're happy with the progression. And I'd like you to play along with. Let's do it. Fingers in positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Down a string. 1, 2, and back to A, and to E once, D once, A once, and E, and then you start all over again. You got that? Now there's a nice little trick that you can add, a nice little extra that you can put in if you want to. I'm going to zoom in now on your fretting hand. We've been doing this, right? Watch my pinky now. Or you can do this. So the little 5 can also be added, and then it sounds like this. But that's a little bit extra for those that want to take it one step further. Any questions? You have my WhatsApp details. If you're not sure of the rhythm, let me know. You can also put a swing beat to it as well, which we'll do later, which gives more of a blues vibe. So you can really have a lot of fun with a very basic progression. Now there's going to be a second video, which I'm going to show you the chord shapes, but that's enough for now. See you video number 2 for the chords, and if you've got questions, like we said, you know how to reach me. Have an awesome week. Take care.